mystery. Tizz lives in Scotland and runs XRP. A broadcasting legend, I'm sure you'll agree. Craig lives in a studio in the USA, working on music most every day. They come together at this time each week. A wondrous pairing of these two great geeks. So stop in the chat box and say hello, and listen in wonder to the Craig and Tizz show.
Yes, we are the mystery men that are Craig and Tizz.
The men of mystery. I gotta admit, I do kind of miss starting off the show with "ha." You know,
you see this thing here, Craig?
Yeah. Is that supposed to be plugged into something?
That's supposed to be plugged into something.
Well, did Mish leave it like that?
I blame Mish for it.
I blame Mish for everything.
In fact, this is exactly what I unplugged for Mish's USB drive while he was here.
Oh, you know.
Oh, we can fix it. Don't worry. Don't worry. It'll all be fixable. It'll all be fine.
Yeah. Famous
It'll all be
last
all right
word.
on the night. Well, hopefully, anyway.
What did that cord do?
It's the mute button cord, so it won't let me mute or unmute the mics right at the second. But I think I can make this. I can fix. Can I fix this
right now? I don't know. No.
Well, no. I mean, hopefully I can fix it without like having to break anything. Does that make sense?
So we should call the roadies. They never show up. I've been asking for roadies for 40 years. I've never seen them. You know. Here's Mish. I left it like that. Well, of course he did.
Yeah, of course he did. So
of course.
This is inconvenient at best. To be honest with you, Craig. But I think I might be able to sort everything out really
quickly.
In theory.
By
pressing this button that's taking too long. But the problem is, I know I can't press this button when a track's on. Otherwise, I would have done it then.
Right.
But now everything is working fine. Everything is working fine.
Of course they are. See, once again.
See, master troubleshooter here.
You know, when I talk about Tizz being a broadcasting legend, do I make these things up? I do not, ladies and gentlemen.
You do not.
I do not. This man is a legend in the broadcasting field.
What I am a legend for, however, has more to be desired from. Coming up in tonight's show, we're going to have some tunes from Maxwell Avenue, Loud George, Frank Julian, Becoming Ashes, and Southern Smoke. To start with. Not to start with, throughout the show is what I should be saying.
Yes, it'll be interesting.
We'll be talking about an emotional topic, I think. Has there been times where music has saved you? We're going to go more in depth of that. We're going to have our usual Craig and Tizz moment, I think, of the exciting things that have maybe been upcoming, played, or watched. Because I've noticed in all the shows that we've done, we haven't been able to avoid that bit. So we may as well just make it a fucking segment.
Yeah, what do we call that? The What's New with Craig and Tizz segment?
Yeah. It's definitely not a segment. It's definitely a segment.
Did I say segment? I'm sorry.
You went sex segment. Okay.
Well, I'm older now. You know, the brain skips. You got to remember. Right? It's just, you know.
I know you, Craig. One track mind.
You sounded just like my wife right now, sir. Thank you very much. One track mind. Yep. If I had $1 for every time she said that in 43 years, I would be a millionaire. Yes.
There is one final thing that will happen in this show, and me opening and closing windows a lot, because I finally, Craig, this is part of almost, I guess, the what's new section.
Yeah, okay.
I finally got round because Mish was coming. And I had, there's loads of stuff here, Craig, to be honest. I had a new floor laid in the kitchen.
Okay.
Which, there you go. So I noticed that these guys were using this super powerful spray adhesive. Brilliant.
Yeah.
So I asked them if I could buy a can off them so I could finally do and fix all the tiles in the studio.
Oh, nice.
So every surface in here is now acoustic foam treated, which is great. It sounds fantastic. I think Mish will agree. And it's also quite nice to just sit in here and work in here. There is a massive, massive issue that I am slowly discovering just as I'm sitting here right now.
Yes, sir.
It's one of the hottest days that we've had in Scotland, full stop, for a while. Definitely this year. And all of this equipment is also on. And that door is also closed. And that window is also closed. And every surface in here is an insulator.
That might not be good for the summertime.
What I have, in effect, created here, Craig, is an oven.
Or a sauna.
Or a sauna.
You could rent it out.
That's it. Sweet. I'm renting out a studio sauna.
A studio/sauna. Yeah, great. See, it's a business model. Maybe you invented something.
I was desperately sitting there trying to think of a musical word that began with S. So it could be like sweating. And it will be called like the Sweating Song. That's what song. Oh, that song was shit. I didn't like that.
Yeah, I hear you. Good idea.
So that's, but yeah. So we got the acoustic panels up finally. That's good. It sounds amazing in here.
Did it ever dawn upon you? I mean, not to be, the voice of the negative here, but if you were to decide to sell that place, and the people that come in after you are going to have all this acoustic tile that's like now bonded to the walls like forever and ever and ever and ever. And what are they going to do with that?
You can take it off easy enough.
You think?
About as easy as you can take Artex off the wall, which half the rest of this ice has got on it. You know, that's textured ceiling bullshit.
Oh God, that stuff's a bitch.
Yep. So no, it's and you know what? I reckon some people would see it as a selling point, if I'm honest with you.
Well, if they're musicians.
Not just musicians, kids' room. Come on.
Oh, God, a soundproof kids' room? That's a beautiful idea.
Exactly.
That's genius. Yeah, that's genius.
Or if you're a little bit more kinky, it could be your little dungeon.
To muffle the screams. Very good thing.
Screams, yeah.
Yes, I love it.
See, so I think I've added masses of value to this house. I know when I come sell this, the real estate agent is going to go, you need to get all of that down rapid.
Yeah. Well, Mish is agreeing with you. Yeah, I was gonna ask about the mask thing. I imagine wearing the mask in the studio would be a little little hot.
I was throughout the whole of that show. Sorry, I'm opening that window because it is boiling.
That's fine. As long as you don't jump out, we're good.
Right, the whole of this. I mean, I wouldn't even break a toe if I jumped out that window, mate. So don't worry. I was doing the show and I was quite hot in here, and obviously we were both hyperactive and we had imbued some alcoholic beverages.
Well, of course,
whilst the show was going on. So I was quite warm. And I kept looking over at Mish and I was like, how are you even still here like nearly 3 hours later now? And he was just still as hyperactive as anything. I reckon, I didn't see this, but I reckon, you just wrote it in the chat box. I reckon he did have to wring the mask out at the end. He must have. That's exactly what I was just gonna say. Great
minds, buddy.
Oh dear. So as there was a little bit of what's new with me, what's new with you?
Well, since last week's episode, my son and I have both procured Nintendo Switch 2s by pre-orders. Oh, also my memory. Forgive me. Happy birthday today to my son Jacob.
Today is his birthday to Jacob.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
not gonna listen to this.
No, he won't. That's okay. Yeah, I forgot about that. But yeah, we both have Switch 2s coming. Pre-order. We'll pick them up. The launch is June 5th, I believe. So we have that going on. What else? In Icebox Studios news, my newest song, Dragon Riders, is finished. Final mix is done. It will be coming out to you in June. I have another release coming out in May, but I have decided not to say anything. I'm just going to drop it. And It's hard for me to do. I'm not going to say a thing. I'm just going to all of a sudden, there it's going to be, and people are going to go, is this a Nicebox Studios thing? And I'll have to, I'll let you guys all wonder. Yeah, I like that idea.
A lot of exciting stuff coming out in June and July area. Isn't there, Mish happenings?
Yeah, Mish.
He kind of needed to be right there to be like, yeah. I really need to stop.
I know.
I
well,
need to
he
calm
might
down
have
a bit. My voice is going.
Well, once he's figured out we haven't played his music so far, he might have walked away for a while. We'll see. I don't know.
The question is, Mish, what sneaky track am I allowed to play during this show?
Well, I'm sure that, myself plus everybody else in the world wants to hear what you guys did over the weekend.
It's so good. It's so
I mean,
good.
People want to know. I want to know.
It's so good. It's so good. I surprised myself even. Mish openly admitted before he left that he didn't think we'd get anywhere near as good quality or as far done ever. I think he thought like he'd probably get the really shit versions of the 2 track. Well, shit to him apparently. Versions of the 2 tracks that had already part mixed and then fucked up when I mastered them because I got annoyed with Mish's drums. You want to know something hilarious, right?
It's always the drums.
Do you remember chatting to me sometimes after that I'd been mixing some Mish stuff a few years ago, and I was literally banging my head off the desk because I hated the drums so much?
I do remember that very well. Yeah.
Yeah. So he turns up with this USB stick, right? Plugs it in. All the drums are perfectly aligned.
Wow.
You know how annoyed I was? I spent literally 3 or 4 days straight remapping all the drums myself so they're in time with the track. And it turns out it wasn't really his fault, even though he should have known. But it was basically the sample rate was out on the drum tracks. So everything was in one timing and the drum tracks were just out of sync. And
right.
Yep. But so that made the job quicker. I do hate that drum as well. Lack of oh fuck! Why would he want me to play the only one that I'm not really?
But you don't. Well, of course, that's what he's gonna do. You know him.
He's doing it today. Is that because the one that's actually going to be released properly is going to be different to that? Because I hate the kick drum he chose so much. I think that's going to be the reason, to be honest with you. Well, in a second, I still haven't put all the promo out. I think we need to chuck a track on, to be honest with you, Craig.
Let's do it.
Finish doing the things and the bits and the things.
Right.
I also need to rest. I am losing my voice in this show. I don't think I'm going to have a voice by the end of the show.
That's definitely not good.
I need to not get too excited. I'm sorry. I know you all like me excitable. However, right at the moment.
Well, if we go into our topic, I'll talk for an hour. So don't worry about it.
Cool. I need to go get a drink.
Cool.
We're all good.
All right, man.
What's the first Craig's hot pick of the hot evening?
Today's first pick, kids, is Maxwell Avenue with a song called The Breakup Club.
Right, my lovely listeners, I'm just going to grab a drink, but Craig is going to keep you super entertained with this.
I'll do something.
This puppet show that he told me he's going to do for you for.
Welcome back, wanna take a seat. It's been a while, tell me how you been. You found love, but you changed her mind. Said it's over and it's not your first ride. You're so sick and tired of fighting, sicker through the way she was gaslighting. Now we're paying for dates, now we're making mistakes again. So sorry, wasn't meant for me. You're sorry, who was supposed to be? Because you know that it's true, that I do it for you again and again and again and again. But
Okay.
But you're feeling like stand up straight, I'm like you're alright. Crack a smile, cause it's not your first time. You're so sick and tired of crying. Sick of the way she wasn't fighting. I'm like to see that she's in love with me again.
Well, Mish already has 2 songs up you could play, man. Gonna be the Mish show today. That's okay.
You're listening to XRP Radio with one DJ that might not be able to speak by the end of the show, and one DJ that has too much to say during this show. So this could work
Probably
perfectly well, couldn't it?
Yeah, so it might kind of average out to a decent show.
It should, hopefully. I'm allowed to play one of the Mish tracks. I'm going to do it in a little bit, though, mainly because I need to just make sure that I'm going to play the final one that we did so far. But we can play downhill. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Everything is good because cats are here.
Yay, cats here. Everything's. I feel like everything's just kind of decided to all be on top of me right at the same time now.
Well, there's no seagulls though. So that's good.
Feeling under no, there is, unfortunately, and they keep stealing my goddamn eggs.
Now they steal your eggs? I didn't write about
that. Well, this is a new thing I didn't realize. So obviously, perk of the job, I get some cheaper farm produce to my door, which is great because I do like, free range organic stuff. It's better than the shit in the store that's killing us all and all that bollocks. But I'm not going to preach too much. Just a one-off little thing. So I've been getting a couple boxes of eggs once a week. And now the seagulls are back. I'm not getting a couple of boxes of eggs dropped off at the doorstep once a week. I'm getting a couple of boxes of eggs spread across the whole of the front of my house.
That's not good.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. I don't think the neighbours are best pleased either, because they're also on the front of those houses as well.
Well, might as well share the love.
And it's also quite warm out. So, yeah, just think about all that for you.
Scrambled eggs in your front yard. Nice.
It's very smelly eggs.
Eggs over here in the States are a really big thing right now because Trump said he was going to drop the prices on eggs. So it's a big, a big to-do over here.
Has he why has he not done this forever?
Well,
he
basically
saying it, but it's not actually happening, and I'm confused.
Well,
he's saying it is happening.
To be fair, the problem was we had the avian flu, so a lot of chickens here got killed off because of that. So that really, to be fair, I guess, kind of beyond his control. They did go down a couple dollars.
Why are you being fair?
I'm not at all. I can't stand him. But that's it. Oh, Mishappening stepped in the scrambled eggs.
He
made an omelet.
He did, and then I said, "There's egg there," and he went, "Oh, okay."
Well, now I got to write a new song about seagulls and eggs, I guess.
I mean, if that's the kind of inspiration you need, I will keep giving it to you, sir.
Right now, I'm between the songs. I have nothing to write about. So if something grabs you, let me know. There is a list here somewhere, but anyway. So, moving right along.
Sorry, I'm just doing the last one right at the moment.
No, it's fine. I'll be happy.
It's not fine at all. It's not fine at all. I should have queued up the ability for you to speak for a few minutes rather than just be like.
You just kind of pointed at me like they do in the big productions, like the finger. Okay, yeah, that right means just go ahead and babble on about something for half an hour.
Babble on. Well, not for half an hour. Maybe
okay.
like 5 minutes. Oh, actually, go. So
I can do that.
You've got.
I got it.
Have you got a Switch 2 yet, or is it just
no? Not until June 6th.
June 6th. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. ALC is here. Now we have something we can talk about.
And a super sneaky peek at a brand new Tizz mixed Mish track. Oh my mother effing G.
I was gonna say
that's good.
That's great. I mean, it beats. Oh my goodness. You know.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Am I still supposed to be killing dead air right now, or are we just actually going? I can keep talking.
I'm sorry, but yeah, no. Well, we found out about the Switch, and then I started saying something. I am not the right DJ to be on air right at the moment. I don't think, if I'm honest with you, I'm all over the place, aren't I?
Why don't you tell me these things like half an hour before the show starts so we can abort or something? But no, the show starts. We're halfway. Well, we're almost a third into it, and
I don't
not be the right guy for the job.
I don't realize until I'm halfway in. I certainly didn't realize on Saturday, for fuck's sake.
This is like you get on an airplane, you're going to fly somewhere, and about 10 minutes into the flight, the captain comes from the cockpit, walks out into the cabin and goes, "Sorry, folks, but I've decided I'm the wrong pilot for this job, so you're on your own."
Yeah,
and he just jumps out.
I mean, I'm not jumping anywhere. I'm still here.
Yeah.
I'd just probably better at driving a car than a plane.
If you're losing your voice, how are you going to convince people to buy your milk? You're going to like sign language them?
Oh, mate, I'll find a way. I haven't struggled so far.
Just write a big note and show it to them.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'll
be like, when you walk in down the road, you see some of the homeless people, and it's like,
yes,
I need.
They got their sign.
Need £15 to go get my hostel for the night.
Right.
Mine will be, I need to feed myself, my wife, and pay for my house. So I'm still canvassing at your door, trying to sell you milk. I mean, I'll just do it absolutely blatant. My voice is gone. I need exactly 25 liters of milk to be sold today to keep my job. Help a brother out.
No, what you need to do is tell people that you need to raise money so you can buy bacon to go with all the eggs in your front yard. I think that's the way to go.
That I fear that if I start telling everyone that birds will peck at your eggs, that I won't sell many eggs or anything for that.
You see,
another way getting the job.
You couldn't talk Mish into buying anything.
You know what, Mish? Do you want a milk round? I didn't even think about doing that. I don't even know whether it'll search services postcode. What I will say, you know what? I'm going to put this out there. I'm just going to put there you go. If anyone wants milk, right, you can go to this website here, right? I'll get you cheaper prices than what's on the website, right? But you go here, put in your postcode, and see if I can deliver milk to you.
Do you ship
and then unfortunately not just the UK wide at the moment. But we do England, Scotland, and Wales, and I think maybe a bit of Ireland, maybe. I don't know.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
Okay.
Holy.
What?
Oh,
looking at the control panel,
I just realized quite how much more the prices on the website are than what I give people.
Well, they should all be beating down your door then for a better deal, I would think.
I would. Anyway, I'm not doing it. I'm not actually doing.
We're not here to push milk, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. And like XRP has never advertised anything ever, let alone fucking milk rounds.
We're not going to start with milk.
But Let's go for the other job, the musical job that I do, which brings us nicely on our discussion of the day. I guess music is my job. If I didn't do music up until this year, music was always my job. So
Right.
if I didn't do music, I would not have made any money. Thus, music has saved my life because I would be hungry without music.
That's pretty literal, actually.
I thought I'd go for the other direction, to be honest with you.
That was good because it wasn't depressing and sad. It was actually matter of fact.
Yeah. No, I thought nice. Let's take it in a different direction, because I know a lot of people are going to say similar things. And don't get me wrong, I do have that emotional side of music saving me multiple times, be it from having the outlet to express myself when at a low stage, or just having the right piece of music to associate to when I was upset. But Craig's got bigger stories or more deep stories, shall we say? So let's hear it, Craig. How's music saved your life, man?
Oh man, several times. I don't want to really go into this whole thing and not making it sound like a big sob story or a big, poor me fest or whatnot. But I can kind of tell you the backstory of how music did save me. The short version is when I'm an only child. Okay. Just me and my mom and my dad, and my mom passed when I was 15 years old. And my father, instead of staying home and supporting me and being my shoulder to cry on and everything, got himself a girlfriend and left. And he would go to work every day, but he wouldn't come home to me. He would come home to her in her apartment and live with her. And therefore, I was totally alone, being 15 years old, just losing my mom. And there's no one there to say, it's going to be okay, attaboy, and I always had my record collection, I always had music to listen to, it gets worse from there. The next summer after that, I had my best friend join the military, and he was killed in a training exercise. So now 2 years in a row, I'm by myself, lost my mom, lost my best buddy, just hopeless, and if I didn't have my records to listen to and my guitar to play, I definitely would have gave up, and of course in high school, I was the fat kid. I was the guy that everybody picked on. Everybody wanted to beat me up and ridiculed me and everything else. When I came back to school after my mom passed, I'd been home for 2 weeks, and I came home, and the first thing the kids said to me in the hallway was, "Hey, fat ass, I hear your ma croaked." That was my welcome back to school. And, so I was bullied, belittled. But the whole time I kept thinking to myself, I have something you fuckers can't comprehend. I can play guitar. I can make music. I got a power that you don't understand because you're just regular fucking idiots. I figured someday I'd do something with it. I didn't know what. at the time, but there was something there, and it wasn't until I was 19 that I got in my first actual group. I'd had bands in basements and whatnot that never played anywhere, just kind of jamming with friends. But my first professional band at 19 was a cover band. We played bowling alley lounges and stuff like that. And, it wasn't necessarily the music I wanted to play, but I was out in front of people with a guitar singing and playing and doing my thing, So there again was music just picked me up, But when it got really bad, I would just sit with my headphones on late at night, with the lights off and just jam my tunes, and I drew strength from that. It wasn't until I met my wife, who literally did save me, and that was like 69. So yeah. I had to think about that for a sec, because she'll correct my dates.
I'm sorry, my head went the wrong way there.
I know it did. I
saved me with 69.
Yeah, right.
Anyway,
not literally. But anyway, so that's the short encapsulated version of what got me to the international fame that I enjoy now. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But yeah, that laid the groundwork for what I do these days. Then, of course, meeting Scott Halverson and everything. And, of course, losing him sucked as well. But I pressed ahead, So,
I feel a little bit sorry for the kids of today. Because I remember being in not quite as I don't want to say bad, but not quite as bad a situation is the only way that I can put it at the moment. But being down anyway, and going to my tunes, and like it was a whole process that has made me listen to music better these days. Where you go to your CD rack, you look through your whole track listing, as it were.
Right.
Pick out the one CD that you're looking for, open it, disc out, put that in. There's a whole process to it. That was I don't know, as everybody says when I'm doing a show, especially now I'm live, I'm like, pick up stuff, vape, do something. I'm like absolutely manic.
Right.
I have to have stuff to do. So for me, it wasn't necessarily all about just sitting there and taking in the music. It was the whole process of having that stuff to take away my manic episodes, I guess.
Yeah.
Where I've got something to focus on with eyes, mind, ears, touch, the lot.
Right.
You're getting the next CD out and flicking through the booklet before you're putting it in and stuff. There was always something to do in that process.
Right.
Now it's down, and I'm a absolute worse for it now, because I'll just be like, hey, device name, because I'm not saying that because everything will do something. Can I? Play
No.
this track, or I repeat. I'm on public transport a lot, and I see the kids going to school in the mornings with their phones, and you don't hear more than 15 seconds of a song ever.
Yeah, I get that.
Ever. You never hear a song from start to finish. It's like, we like this because it's popular. We all know the chorus. Okay, move on. Very rarely listen to all the way through, and I feel like that ability to get lost in music as a whole is something that kids should probably definitely have access to.
Yeah,
and be encouraged to do as well.
Yeah, it's I mean, do you think people nowadays, do they ever actually just sit and just listen to music like in depth? I mean, not like a background music, but actually focus on it and like unpeel it like an onion, like the layers and everything. That's what I do. To be honest, I haven't done it in quite a long time, but I used to.
I don't know. I mean, you're just talking to a guy that just came back off a weekend of mastering an album. So like, me and Mish, randomly, I'd mentioned to Mish about, I usually listen to some Red Hot Chili Peppers just to get my ears around a load of different sounds, because the Chili's have such a versatile catalogue, especially if you could just get one of their live sessions up. And they go in from like real poppy to deep funky to quite metally. Right, it's a perfect band to listen to if you're mastering live like real instrument band kind of styled music.
Yep.
Just such a variety of sounds. They don't even all have to be. I mean, everyone knows Anthony Kiedis is shit live. It's just fact. I love him. I think he's brilliant, but he's terrible live. That's just fact. But the versatility of the sounds is just a good ear reset for you as well. Because you're going from one track to another, and it's live done, so it isn't the kind of force-fed production that you get on TV and radio and in shops and on in the taxi and wherever you get forced to listen to music when you go to your coffee shop or in your supermarkets that play music over the tannoy, and that's all we're constantly bombarded with a certain type of production. So it's really important, especially when you're mastering a track, to just reset your ears with something that you're pulling apart and you're enjoying, but isn't naturally what you just force fed into your ears. Realistically, the best thing to listen to is some wild, absolutely weird prog music that's using like half tones and stuff. But so after doing that, I think I'd quite regularly pick apart tracks, but I think I'm the wrong person to ask if everyone regularly does that, because I kind of I'm used to doing it, something that I enjoy doing as well. I decided to be a mixing and mastering agent from a very young age because I like listening to music, picking it apart, and seeing where I can use it elsewhere. So yeah, for me, definitely. Do others? You know what? Couldn't tell you. This cat, don't think so. You know, the people that are around me. I reckon the Bogman does. The only difference with the Bogman is he's less technically like he will outright go like, I like that bit and this bit and that bit, but he's never going to go, that was a great riff from the bass in that 7th section of the 4th chorus. You know what I mean? He's not gonna pin it apart. He knows exactly what he's pulling apart mentally, but to dictate what he's saying there can be quite difficult for him. But so I think you do have to have a mindset to really enjoy doing that and really kind of try and listen out for all the bits to hear it. Because I just did a full weekend of pretty much 14 hours a day sitting in this studio with Mish. Going, actually, no, it wasn't a full 14 hours because I was a little bit ill on Sunday. But sitting with Mish and literally just listen to the whole track and just listening to the bass all the way through the first time, keyboard all the way through second time, just making sure that you can hear everything all the way through. There's no frequency blends at any point. And it's an enjoyable thing to do. It's a bit mathematical, I guess. So it's quite a good process. It's quite therapeutic. And going back, which is what I was trying to do, rounding back to the initial topic, it is good for your kind of mindfulness and your well-being, just to pull us in a slightly different direction of music saving your life by just being a tool that you can use as well, that you can connect to when, you know, some people do dot to dots or coloring books or paint by numbers, that kind of thing, jigsaw puzzles. I see it as that kind of similar kind of organized therapy. You know, you have to go through a certain set of stages in a very specific manner to get a result. You know, with a jigsaw, you do all the edges first, you slowly fill in the middle, then you put in the last piece, and you got a whole picture. Same thing with mixing and mastering. You've got all the pieces. You have to start typically with like drums and bass and build it up from there. Otherwise, you're going to start getting a muddy mix. Start putting, and then at the end, you've got the final picture that is your whole track.
I always say it's like building a house.
Yeah, but you know, I think my look at music's effect on my life has just been as a kind of weird working and coping tool. The only downside to this is like I'm finding now, like I don't really want to work for other people doing things. Like I know, like I really enjoyed working with Mish all weekend. So in the back of my mind, it's like, I just want to do that all the time now. I don't want to be walking around the street selling fucking milk. You know what I mean? Oh shit, I've still got the logo on. Shit.
You do. Just keep your hand there all night, man. You're good.
Oops. Yeah, everyone ignore that. I probably shouldn't be in a McQueen's t-shirt whilst I'm doing this. But I reckon they'd actually probably be happy considering I'm literally using my other job to sell their milk at one point during this show.
I know you put up their website for God's sake. I mean, come on, man. You know,
I think it's positive advertisement mostly.
You know what just blows my mind is that you are so much more. I mean, guys like you and Mish are so much more advanced than I am when it comes like to mixing and mastering. You know, mixing I get as close as I can. The machine that I use, my Tascam Porta Studio 32, does mastering on its own. It kind of like takes the algorithm and figures like decent. It'll sound okay. You know, I really don't have anything to do with the mastering. I just set the buttons up and hit the master button and bang, away it goes. You know, but I'm in awe of guys like you because that's a whole discipline that I have no concept of. I think it's cool.
It's just about ear training, and one of the struggles that I would say about big music lovers of your age is that you had, like, you mix for what you used to listen to, and it was of good quality.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean.
Sure.
And it's not that because we all still listen to that music that was wrote back then, and we don't go, oh, this is a terrible mix. We just say, oh, it's a different mix, and that's the difference. Your mixes are perfectly, they're of a very specific type of music. Is like you know
they are.
You're more open-minded than me, so I've got to switch this around the other way. But it would be like you giving me a rock track that's being produced in a country style. I'm just not gonna like that. Doesn't
Yeah,
necessarily mean it's wrong or bad. It's just
Right.
not something that I personally am going to enjoy because of that. You are mixing in a way that your ears have been trained to over a lot more years than my ears have been trained.
Right. Yep.
My ears, luckily, like you'll hear shortly when we finally play this track, but Mish has got a little bit of a little touch of a pop punky sound to him in a couple of these tracks, which is
Okay.
I love. It's great. But of course, my whole generation, we were brought up with Blink-182, Sum 41, Bowling for Soup, all of
Right.
those kind of pop, and that was where the forefront of pop punk production comes from and pop punk mastering came from.
Yep.
So when it came to those tracks, I think Mish was because there was a couple of tracks where I was like, nah, fuck it, we'll just start from scratch. I'd done a bit of work before. It was too awkward to find the other files. Like, I'll just fuck it, I'll start from scratch. And I think he was a little bit surprised how quickly I got them from, because he was very quiet when I first started them. And we could tell we were both sitting there going, oh, have we this isn't going to be good. We can't make this sound good. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he was quite surprised at how quickly I turned it around. On a couple of those, but that's not because that's just because my ears, and weirdly, I didn't want them to be trained to pop punk music. I don't want to be a pop punk mastering agent for the rest of my life, kind of thing. But
right,
I listened to so much of that music when I was that age that it's probably, ironically, what my ears are best tuned to, because obviously, as you're growing up, your body develops and becomes accustomed to what you do most. If you're an athletic kid, you're going to have a taller, slimmer body, or if you're a weightlifting kid, not that there's many of those, but you tend to be bigger boned. And it's the same with the ears. If as a kid, you see this with parents a lot as well. If parents are playing a lot of their music to their kid when they're very young, they tend to be more that music becomes, I don't know, more accessible to them in a way. Whereas kids that parents aren't so much into music, they tend to get in the very parallel, like, oh, I'm either a rocker or I like hip hop music kind of thing, because they will start listening to one type and they'll get turned off the other type. And you see it across all kids across the world. It's quite a typical thing to see that difference between musical parented children that are, and I'm not just talking about musician parents, but parents that are specifically like music. There are CDs on in the house all the time, or is there music on in the house all the time? You see, there's a massive difference to how receptive. That's what I wanted to. That's the word I'm looking. They are to music, and it is just because as they've grown up, their ears have become accustomed to the little hairs in their ears. That like good sounds and don't like bad sounds have just become it's same. They've just found this out recently, actually, in the UK. They've managed to get rid of peanut allergies.
Really? How'd they do that?
Just giving tiny bits of peanuts, like micro doses, and for a whole week they take like 0.01 milligrams of a peanut. The next week it's 0.2, and they just kept building it up, and now. I think there's 200 people in this test, and they were all like, if they ate a peanut, they'd die originally.
Right.
And they can all eat, I think it is 4 whole peanuts, which is quite, they can go to any restaurant now and not die, basically. It's just,
that's great.
And it's just because your body gets used to anything. Kids that parents were like, oh, we're not going to do the whole milk thing when they're a kid, formula milk straight onto food.
Right. Yeah.
All of these kids are suddenly lactose intolerant because their stomachs can't handle the milk.
Right.
Whereas, but I know the kids of my age, I wasn't so bad actually, because my parents weren't big milk drinkers, weren't into the whole milk thing anyway. But I noticed loads of my friends were just like, you get off formula milk or you get off breast milk, and you feed your kid 6 liters of milk every week, kind of thing. And now I notice if I drink too much milk or have too much cheese products, like most people, you're gonna crap yourself the next day. Whereas you got other people that have gone through that diet and their bodies become so accustomed to it that they can eat whole slabs of cheese and it's perfectly fine. But we got to remember that the same. Our voices. You see loudmouth kids as loudmouth children as kids become loudmouth adults because their throats are used to being louder for all that time. Anything that you're going to do between that kind of, especially between the 6 and 16 kind of mark, it kind of sets you up for the rest of your life and you don't realize it. And now I'm very good at producing pop punk. It's the moral of that tale, which is weird.
The best part is you went from talking about peanut allergies to producing pop punk. That was a great, wonderful segue. I'm amazed with that.
But it was all connected. It was all connected.
It worked. It worked out really well. It's funny. You were talking about how I mix and you mix. I mean, that's exactly correct. I'm mixing for 70s hard rock. Okay. Cause that's what I grew up with. So I'm in my head, I'm going Deep Purple, Black Sabbath, prog, Yes. That's what I'm hearing. I'm not hearing the new mixes for the new bands and everything, So yeah, like you said, you mix what you know.
Yeah. I mean, if what I would say is, especially in mixing and mastering, reference is a hell of a thing, right? If you have a specific sound that you're after, if you wanted to up your production down to something more modern, just for a whole week, do it as a test if you want. Just make every time you listen to music, make sure it's that specific sound. I've done it back in the day when I wanted a specific kick drum sound. I would find lots of bands that had a similar kick drum sound, and then I just put them into the playlist and just rotate them, and that's all I would listen to for a week. Then when you go and sit down and just mix that kick drum, it will come to you like that. It's so much easier.
Makes sense. Yeah, cool.
It is worth doing. When you next make a funk track, make sure all you listen to before is funk music.
I probably will
train your ear.
Yep, I do like the funk. Can I change the topic just a bit, not a lot?
It depends. What to?
Well, do you think that the music that you have written and the lyrics that you have written, do they help other people? Do they inspire other people?
Ooh.
I asked that question because I see that Ashley is here from Eden Bank, and she writes some pretty great lyrics, and I wonder what her take would be on that. Not that Mish doesn't. I love Mish. I
mean, I've seen quite often, and artists aren't quite coming to mind, but I see quite often across Facebook. I'll be looking through all the band's feeds and I'll see in a comment somewhere, it always makes me smile, just going, I was listening to this track at a lower point and it really helped me out, that kind of comment. And I do see it quite often, especially on independent artist tracks. I think because it's a little bit more, it shouldn't really feel like that. It isn't not anymore, but it feels a little bit more personal because instead of 10 million people having this association with the track, it's more like 10 or 20,
right?
That specific, you know what I mean?
I sure do.
So it's a little bit more personal. I think again with that, a lot of independent bands are a lot better at social media than big bands at the moment. When it comes to the social side of media, so they get that little bit of interaction too, and sometimes you'll even get the artist turn around and go, that's the kind of place that I wrote it from, and it's so good to have that that knowledge that has helped you out as well. It's fantastic. I love that. I think it's great. My own music,
same for me.
I think that my music, a lot of people have said my music's inspired people, and a lot of people have said my music makes them feel better, specifically relating to Still Smoking and the feel good tunes. But I mean, realistically, the majority of my music is my own personal emotional outlet, which is one of the reasons why I hate it so much. Eden back, what was the lyric question? So
I'm typing it right now as we speak, but go ahead.
Right. I was just going to say, so the main topic of the evening, has music ever saved you, or has there ever been a situation where music or even lyrics have saved you? But Craig just kind of flipped it on its head a bit and was like, do you think that your lyrics, or do you even write your lyrics to try and help other people, or have they even helped other people? I mean, saying that, Craig, right? I've said to you quite often the amount of times where I've had to sit down to get my head straight, and I've listened to the Cluckzilla album. How many times have I said that to you?
You have quite a few. It blows my mind. I surely didn't mean it like that. So that's super cool. Now,
windows open, mosquitoes in.
Well, at least it's not a seagull. You know, did you get them?
It's no, but it's trying to get me, which is the only reason why I've flapped.
This is going to be a really interesting part.
If it was just flying around, I wouldn't even bother with it. But I think
he's coming after you.
I think it's leaving me alone for a second. Okay.
No, I was going to say
in the next track.
I was going to say before the next track, Third Bridge. Third Bridge was written with that in mind. That was our mission statement, was to bring. I mean, my son makes fun of me that because that was our hippy dippy love music, you know. But the actual mission statement of Third Bridge was to bring light and love into the world. That's what our lyrics were meant to do. That's what our songs were meant to do, you know. And that it might sound kind of corny nowadays, but that was the whole idea, just to bring positivity into the world, you know, with that music. And I think it succeeded. A lot of that stuff works really well, I think, in that way, you know. But anyway, enough about that. So
I think it's about time that we do this sneaky miss track, and we're gonna have to start speeding up the music again. I think this is a good format, though. I like this kind of couple of tracks, big discussion at the start, and then a little speed up at the end with a bit more music and discussion. It works well. I think we've almost got a format, Craig, to be honest with you.
Well, it's only taken us how long? How long has this been? I don't know.
I mean, it's not been as. I mean, I've been doing the tag show for what 20 years now, and I still haven't got a format for it.
Well, it doesn't need one.
It's just new music from start to finish, and other shit might happen. In the case of last Saturday, a lot of shit may happen. And if anyone actually watched the show last Saturday, if anything specific happened, someone needs to tell me. Like, I have no. I remember Mish taking a Pringle. I gave him a Pringle like that, and he take it out of my hand like that. Just crystal. I'm like, do you want a Pringle? He goes, no. Do you want a Pringle? He goes, no. Do you want a Pringle? And he went.
You remember that, huh?
It was the funniest thing. I've got it ingrained in my mind, just the way. Have you seen those reels of the people that will go up to an ice cream van, ask for an ice cream, and they'll grab it from the top?
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of.
Same
Same exact thing. It's just so bizarre.
Oh, man.
Talking about Mish, we're going to play the sneaky track. It's
Let's
not going to be played again, I don't think, until June or July. I forget. This is off the brand and released new one of two EPs, I think, that we mixed over the weekend with Mish Happenings live right here. Here we did it. And this was one of the things that came out of it. It's called Downhill. I think it might have a longer title, but it's the working title has been Downhill. And this is literally the only time that you're going to have. It's a sneaky preview. There are 9 tracks in total, I think they were. All quite varying, actually. They're not all like this. There's even like a dub reggae track in there, would you believe?
Wow.
Yeah. This, however, is hyper pop punky, and we like it. Downhill. Mish Happenings.
Sell it on eBay, I will make the whole profit, and it's too late for you to say what did you make, just out of interest. The money is coming, where your final words before you packed your bags and flew off like a bird. I know you did the work, but we were splitting it down the middle. You said that we'll have a good deal. I
said it would be a steal, but that's not how I feel. You listened to all of my gear. You did the work, you made that clear. Then you ripped me off to further your own career. Involved with a couple of likely lads. They had their reputation, but they didn't seem that bad. Then they started employing some subhuman dodgy jobs. The prices of work just got higher and higher, and in turn all the jobs were getting higher and higher. But when they all got busted, I was thrown with their mob. You said that we'll have a good deal. I felt that I've got no deal. You said it would be a steal, but that's not how I feel. I got myself arrested for the others' indiscretions, and now I'm in place, getting shafted in all directions. It's all right to tell you. It's all right to tell you. To abide by the rules that they state. I really do not want to seal my own fate, but I am tempted by obstacles that present themselves. It's okay, you saying I won't go there, but then you are caught up by the act of the dare, or you just didn't know what type of trouble was on that level. You said that we'll have a good deal. I felt that I've got no deal. You said it would be a steal, but that's not how I feel. You said this is gonna work out good, but it didn't work out like it should. It's all fell apart upon me, that's how I feel.
That was downhill from Miss Happening. There's two things that I want to do for that. Snetty needs to come down his clipping a bit, and just a little unmoney. One thing that I would say, if you're watching us, the sound isn't as good as if you're playing us. There's nothing that I can do about that, unfortunately, right at the moment. I've been working on a thing, but the thing isn't ready yet, I'm afraid. We're only just getting there with this whole live view stream thing that we're doing here. But it's looking good, and Craig's got his room set up so well for this, with his wings of guitars.
I do. Boy. First off, I love the drum sound.
Hey,
it's good. It's very meaty. I like that.
No,
that's
chunky
cool.
Chunky drums.
I love the choir. That's cool. The thing that really about the song construction that really sticks with me, and I love it, is how the lead guitar matches the vocal, the melody, plays to it. That a lot of people aren't doing stuff like that right now. That's cool. That's different. I like that a lot. So, yeah, good job, you guys. Top
I'm
notch.
sorry. I'm sure the mix is brilliant. Well, thank you for your trust there, Eden Bank. Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, we've got a few things with it. So a lot of people wanted us to do visual streams. Me and Craig wanted to do visual streams actually, and it kind of works a lot better with a more talky show. But we have to do a load of stuff. So like, there's so many copyright infringement kind of shit that you get hit by YouTube and Facebook these days. We find it much easier just to use this more of a green room, so you get a bit of a sneak peek into what we do in between the tracks, because that's what people apparently wanted to see and hear. Real life radio, I guess, is what we're delivering in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
But yeah, the downside is we kind of encourage ourselves a bit to talk over the music whilst it's playing, because then we don't get told off, because people can't get on our stream and record a band's whole piece of music and then keep it for ourselves, avoiding the piracy side of things and stuff.
Yeah.
And especially with CD Baby and DistroKid are on like a rampage trying to get right. And it's a good thing that they're just doing it in a shit way. So they're just putting copyright infractions on anything that their AI pings against, which they should probably have someone just go and check it out first. And then all of these people need to put a system in place that allows the artists themselves to put in, XRP Radio are allowed to play this.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I think
that's
missing.
Yeah, I'm sorry not to just interrupt you, but people are saying that the live feed isn't working. The video, I'm looking at it right now on my phone off the Facebook link, so it's there.
Video's there. Refresh your page, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we are. The video is live as we speak. Eden Bank.
I think it's. Oh, I can see it. Yeah, It's Mish. That was Eden Bank was saying, like, I can see and hear it now, but Mish can't see it.
Huh? I do not know why. What link are you following, Mish? What are you trying to watch it on?
It's probably on the main XRP radio page and needs to refresh. Maybe
that could be.
I guess. Or you go and watch us on Facebook, YouTube. We're live on the XRP page, the tag page, Craig's page.
Right.
Am I on my personal page even?
Yeah, we're on quite a few feeds right now. Yeah.
Instagram, are we on Instagram? Is Instagram working?
Oh, Eden Bank can see us. Hello.
We have a few issues.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's interesting. Yes,
we're on my Instagram, but not the XRP Instagram for some reason, and all the XRP group. But everywhere else is good. Just a couple failed. That's fine.
There isn't too much to see, really. It's just one guy sitting in front of an XRP logo and one guy with a bunch of guitars and keyboards, and people enjoy stuff like this, so that's fine.
Oh, that's cool. I got a little thing here that says, "You have been streaming for 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 22 seconds."
I don't think I see.
Oh, yeah, it actually says it in the top corner of my screen as well. I didn't realize.
Yeah, I don't get that. You got the master screen, so
the excitement.
Oh, cool.
I need to get right. So many things. I have so much to do, Craig.
You do. After this, I have to have dinner. So, just in case you guys want to know what kind of great rock and roll stuff happens for me after the show.
Well, it's all on what kind of dinner you're having and how rock and roll is, isn't it?
Turkey breast and salad. Sorry, man.
Sorry. You should. If you go in rock and roll and it's turkey, it's going to be turkey dinosaurs, isn't it?
Yeah, probably. I have to say, after that, I got to start laundry after that too. It's always laundry.
It's always laundry. Well, stop wearing so many clothes.
Well, I take like 2 showers a day. You guys know I go to the gym every morning and get myself wrecked there, and I got to come home and cleaned up. It's a mess. It's work.
Do you actually go every single day to the gym?
5 days a week. We try 4. Yeah, every morning.
How long do you go for?
An hour.
I know.
Yeah,
that's quite dedicated, mate.
That's a commitment.
I knew you were going regularly, but like I don't know why in my head I was thinking like 2-3 times a week.
No. No, right now I'm down 66 pounds, so that's cool. My high was 75. That's where I'm trying to get back to. Yeah. So now people are talking about DistroKid. DistroKid right now, I've been using them for years for my digital streaming crap. I've had no problem with it, so I don't know. Maybe you guys have a different experience than me, but it seems to work for me.
There was something. I mean, a lot of them are just messing up, but there's been a load of criticism recently because they've been given unwarranted penalties for artists. So mishandling of copyright takedowns, problems with their system, metadata updates causing errors. And it's been really difficult to then get in touch with them to discuss it. There's actually a video from, so there's a YouTube channel called Top Music Attorney, which is actually really quite intelligent, and she actually did a whole video on all the top DistroKid problems and how to handle it as a lawyer would handle it, which is quite good if you are having those problems. But yeah, that I mean, what DistroKid are good on the one side as they're more active than other platforms for seeking out abuse of things like Spotify playlists and stuff like that, and they will penalize an artist account because of that. However, in this world of AI systems and whatever, it's the same as the issue that we were talking about really with the YouTube and Facebook copyright automation stuff. If you've got no one there checking it and it's just automatically being doing, they're processing more cases than they can review and relying too much on an automated system, which means a lot of people are going to be upset at the end of the day. And it's not that things don't get done, but they tend to only get done for the most persistent people. So you send one email to DistroKid saying my account's being what's going on, and that's it. That'll probably just be it forever. You're one of these crazy people that will email every day, then they're probably going to actually get it sorted. But I have seen a lot of these problems across, but there isn't really any perfect one right at the moment. The same kind of issues are happening at CD Baby. What's the other big one?
Man, I just know the two.
Oh, fuck.
I used to use CD Baby all the time until I figured out Bandcamp.
TuneCore, that was it.
Oh, TuneCore.
TuneCore is quite good. It's an up and coming one. It's worth checking out, to be fair. Mainly because they haven't ruined themselves too badly yet, I guess is the only way to do it. But it's quite a simple system, which means all of the complex issues that you're facing due to all of these AI integrated artist services now. I mean, this is a problem with the creative world at the moment. There's a lot of people that would be great that are making like the kind of business style apps for actual business. So I mean, we use like 4 different types of apps for work. We use Sage, which like organizes our holidays and our rotas and stuff. There's one that authenticates our logins. There's one that authenticates all of our customers, and we have to, so there's all these different things, and they are great and they do make work a lot easier. However, they shouldn't be used in the creative world because there's too much variety of stuff that could happen. You can't create an AI system to know whether an artist is sitting there live in the show with the DJ giving them their music or not. Which is stupid. Bandcamp Friday this week. Did you know that XRP Radio is actually better than Bandcamp Friday? Just so you know, we don't take any splits ever. We only pay the transaction fee, which is set by the card issuer. So there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, I'm all over the place today, Anna Craig. I'm really sorry.
No, hey, if I was listening in, I'd be listening in. Does that make sense? If I was listening in, I'd be listening in.
If I was wearing socks, I'd have socks on my feet.
I'd have socks on my feet. This is the kind of deep conversation people tune in to hear.
If the sky turned green tomorrow, it would be a green sky tomorrow.
Yes, all of a sudden now we sound like a Dr. Seuss book or something, but that's all right. Should we play a song?
We should. We've got quite a few still to play, don't we? 4, in fact, I believe.
Yes, sir, we do.
The next of which is
Loud George and a song called Blue.
I don't know why, but I like songs that are named colors. I don't know.
That's because you're weird. That's why.
Yeah, okay. I am. I did. I actually posted on Facebook because I enjoyed so much. But when I got on my train to go to work this morning, I had the whole carriage to myself. And it was really warm. So what I did was opened all the windows and stood right in the bit in the middle where the wind went through the windows into the other window. And it was the best thing ever. And my hair was going all over the place and it was really windy. And I really enjoyed myself for that 14-minute journey. And perfect. I really hope the train driver was looking at the carriage cameras, because he would have loved it too. I was well happy. I had a big smile on my face, and I know I did. And I got off the train, and 2 people were getting on the carriage, and they looked at me as if I was insane because I jumped off that train. I was in such a good mood. That was good fun. Anyway, back to. So yes, I am weird. I do like songs named after colors. This is Blue. This is Loud George.
Well, they are loud. What?
I thought someone had. I feel like someone slipped some cocaine into my tea or something. Absolutely.
Oh, you're not jumping up and down.
I'm not jumping. Just mentally.
That's okay. We can't see that.
The way that I'm like tangenting at the moment is somehow everything flows. I'm not like just saying random stuff that has nothing to do with the stuff before. But I went from standing on the train to liking the colour blue to needing to play some more.
I think you're doing fine. The only problem is you haven't used the tangent alert button. Got to use that button.
Yeah,
tangent alert.
I need to get it.
Yeah.
That would make things easy. I do want another little Are you looking at the screen deck then?
Well, these guys are loud. I'll give them that. They're well named. You know, I was just going to mention traps. You know, it's so funny for me when I listen to music on the stream. It'll go up, and it'll go down, it'll go up, and it'll go down. That's just the stream, though.
But the music itself, like, as it's going through,
seems to be the whole thing. But it might, you're right, there might be the dynamic of the music, yeah.
No, I mean, like, as you're listening to the song, the volume goes up and down.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah.
I think it's just annoying. That's the problem with all of these streaming services. They're not set for music. They're trying to focus on the voice.
Yeah.
And it's not. should really start getting into using OBS, but I just don't want it. It's one of those programs where, for some reason, my mentality is taking a stance against it.
Yeah.
And it's free to use. It would probably be, I don't know why. It's another thing that I have to learn.
Well, like you said, to be fair, it's really meant more just for dialogue and talking, really.
Yeah. But if I use OBS on the output, so it's like, we still run through this platform as a whole.
Yeah.
But the visuals will be done by a physical copy. And everyone's fucking using it. It is always.
Yeah.
Whilst we were talking about it in the background, that was Loud George with Blue, by the way, which was a very loud song. Anyone out there OBS fans? Do you use OBS? Something that we should probably do for our visuals, but the amount of softwares that I teach myself and then teach myself over the years, I just had enough of them, to be fair. I used to be I'm so proficient in learning softwares and that as well. I know I'm quick, but just don't want to have another one in my brain. I feel like my brain's full of the information that it needs for the rest of its life already. I just want to pick up stupid, like, little nitpicks of stupid shit that you can say to people, like, did you know tortoise's penis can grow up to 8 feet long? Which is not true, by the way. Don't think that I couldn't think of anything at all off the top of my head then. And I went for a tortoise's penis. What is wrong with me today?
Is that going to be a new segment of the show? Is Fun Facts with Tizz?
Oh, I think it should be. To be fair, but that means I've got to go and look for fun facts. Hopefully,
you just gave us one. They don't have to be true. You just gave us one. It's great.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll just make one up.
Yeah, there you go.
All facts sourced, provided for, and fact checked by C Range.
We will have a disclaimer at the start of the show.
My brain.
Yes, everything you hear on the show might not be accurate. I like that idea. I should do that. Yeah, C Rage. Yeah, he's the guy. He's the quality control guy.
Accurate things in this show may not be as depicted.
Exactly. I've been wondering about that. You think there should be any more C Rage or a C Rage run this course? I don't know. I do like it because it's so damn weird. You know, there hasn't been a new C Rage since the album came out. I don't know.
No.
It's been a while. I don't know.
I think if C Rage does more C Rage, it needs to up his game. It needs to be like excessively weird.
Oh, that's easy to do. That's really easy to do. You know,
One
of the things I've been toying with now, you know, the software package that I use for loops, you know, it's royalty free. You know,
okay.
So as long, so you can do stuff like, you know, they have a whole bunch of lyrics, like, you know, pre-sung tracks. And it's so fun to take them and pitch shift them, either like ridiculously high or super duper low. That's just funny to me. I think that's hilarious. I might do something like that, you know, just have them like be totally not in key of the song, you know, just whack them right out, you know, just on purpose.
Not so sure about that one, but I mean, everyone knows I'll listen to anything once.
Once.
We'll see what happens afterwards.
Then we see what happens. I know.
Oh dear, where are we? 40 minutes left, 3 songs to go. I think we'll chuck another one on now, and then we'll have like one every 10 minutes, and it will work perfect.
That'll work perfectly. All right, ready?
No,
of course you're not. No.
It might be. Which Frank Julian tracks have you gone for?
It's called Busker.
Oh, it would just not be on the first page, wouldn't it? It's not on that page either. There it is. Yeah, see, I had it searched in the other order of old because that's a silly idea.
Well, of course. I just love Frank.
Gone down the pal. There we go. This is Busker. I can't remember how long it's been since he's been out of because he was doing tracks that were all the names of girls, but with letters.
Right.
This is not the name of a girl. It's Busker.
No. Yes.
Here we go. That's a nice bass, right?
Yeah.
That's a nice bass sound.
It really
That's
is.
one thing I would say. Out of all the things that Mish comes to me with that surprised me, his bass tracks were fantastic. I didn't have to do anything to it. Just put a little amp modulator on it.
Well, to be honest, yeah, when I first heard this song, I thought of you right away when I heard that bass lick. I go, yeah, Tizz.
It's probably the shortest prog track that I've ever heard.
I think so.
2 minutes and
Yeah.
33 seconds of wild wonderfulness there from Frank Julian. Yeah, definitely. Well, a lot of cool sounds. I was going to say cool bass sounds, but there was a lot of cool stuff in there. Great time signature changes that caught you off guard, but kept you in the same kind of beat, like nod, as it were. Like, oh shit! Now I'm nodding in 7. Where the fuck did that come from? No, brilliant, excellent, well done, well done. Wolf is in the chat box. I didn't know
He
it runs
is
till
here.
midnight. What did you do before? Yeah, every Wednesday. For those that didn't know, every Wednesday from 10 till midnight in the UK, or from 4 till 6.
Yep, 4 till 6
Hey.
my time.
Hey, I remembered for once.
You did.
That is, that's
Usually I
Central
don't know.
American time.
Yes.
It's also other times in other places. So you know, wild time, buddy. If no one has got that, if you listen to a lot of independent radio and a lot of independent live streams that happen across the world, World Time Buddy is your friend. It's the best app that you could download on your phone, because you can you can see all the time zones just like literally as a timeline under each other. So you just click like where 1 o'clock is and you see what time it is everywhere, which is very clever. You can pick just the time zones that you want to see as well. So it's not like some of these hemorrhage ones where you have to scroll through years worth of timelines to get to it. And you can use it as a calendar as well. So if when Craig says it's at 5 o'clock on Sunday, you click 5 o'clock on Sunday where it says Craig's name, and it will tell you what time it is your time, and then you just click an alert, and it's brilliant. Actually, I don't get any money for saying any of these things. I give you so much advice to get. I wonder if anyone out there has actually downloaded or used anything that I've ever said. I've gone through like from like card apps that will save you money through to whatever I just said there that I've already forgot. But you should do these things because they're good.
You know, it's like one of those late night shopping networks, you know.
Yeah.
Hi, have some jewelry. Hi, have some shoes. Hi, have some, I don't know. Whatever. But thank you for giving us wonderful tips like that. So.
I try to. I hope someone takes one of them one time.
I know, we're very informational, you know.
Actually, Craig's finally started taking some of my tips, finally.
It took me, how many years have I known you?
2015, was it? 2014?
2014.
We've known each other for a decade.
Yeah.
Over a decade.
Isn't that craziness? Yeah, he's been telling me for years you don't need to release an album or a song every 2 weeks. To slow down a little bit. Now I have like 3 in the pocket.
Oh yeah. No, we weren't talking about games. I was talking about things that would help you out, and then we went to play with you, and then you're on a different server, and it was a whole ordeal, as I remember. Because you just went ahead and did things without our advice. No one should ever do anything without my advice. That's not true. It's really not true.
Another new segment of the show, folks.
Things that you should ignore that Tizz says.
Yeah, I know. Oh man, Tizz's titillating tips. That's the word tips, in case you're paying attention. TIPS, not what you're thinking. Thank you.
Yeah. Although, if you go to onlyfans.com/TizzXRP, you'll get the other stuff that you're after.
Yep, just the hat, nothing else. You betcha, folks. Okay,
mate. You know, for 20 quid a minute, yeah, all day long. If anyone wants it, you don't even need to use OnlyFans, right? Just wire me the money. I'll get on Facebook Messenger for you. No,
just
problems.
Remember, folks, he may be cheap, but he's not easy. Yeah, that's the way it is.
Why have we got penis and tizips now in the chat box? Oh,
I don't know.
We're coming to the end of the show. Thanks.
Coming to the end of the show, we have a whole freaking 30 minutes to go here, dude.
Well, yeah, but that's like 10 minutes a track. 10 minutes a track. End the show.
I gotta start picking longer songs. We'll do like the Cluckzilla album or something sometime. They'll give us an hour.
Well, I mean, it's quite unlikely. I mean, one thing that I have to say, Craig has been very good at being the guy that comes together with the music because obviously I do the latest submissions run every Saturday anyway.
Yep.
And I work very, very, very shitty hours. Well, I'm not at home very shitty hours, should I say? I work very good hours. I work for 5 hours a day and I get paid stupid money. But I'm traveling quite a long distance some days. So Craig has been a legend and has been making sure that we've got a track list for most of the show, which is great. And also more recently, he's been coming up with some topics for the shows, which is also great. And what is also great is Kat has been a legend. When I'm on super busy days, she's done some of the promotion for me. So we've got it out a little bit earlier, which is also great, right?
Yep.
But today, the culmination of all those things was unlikely because we both got a single topic for the day and the least tracks that we've had in quite a while, actually.
Yeah.
Which is exciting, and it's all my fault because I didn't come up with my usual like little bit of additions to I'm a padding guy. You can tell. Look, I am padded. Going back to the titties,
the moobs, man boobs, moobs. Yep.
Are you saying my boobs would break the internet boobs? Because you know what? If that's what you're saying, you're banned. You're barred. Go home.
No, man. No,
go home. Come back tomorrow.
Here's the thing. After my weight loss, I've gone from a C cup down to like a perky B. So that's all right.
I look like someone shoved a couple of hamburgers under my top and a bee stung them.
Now people are going to want to see. That's why we have the video feed, guys.
I'm just encouraging people to the OnlyFans again. I thought if I drop these little hints, right, even if they're not even in any way sexually interested in me, what's the word? Curiosity would get the better of them.
I'm just imagining this show where like I can't make it and it's you by yourself for 2 hours and you just get in front of the camera and go, all right, guys, what do you want to see? It's gonna be great. 2 hours of that. That'll be
coming next week. The Craigless Tizz show.
It is actually.
It is indeed. Craig's not going to be here next week, so
I won't be here.
I'm auditioning for a Craig replacement for the week. If anyone wants to come and replace Craig, it's for 1 week only. See if you can take his job. One thing that if you do get his job, I'm paying you half the amount that I pay him. I'm sorry, but cost of living and the raised national insurance contributions here in the UK for employers. So it's just going to be too much at the end of the day.
I'm telling you, man.
So basically, Craig, I'm trying to find someone to undercut you.
Go right ahead. That's fine. I can do something else on my Wednesday nights, like watch YouTube, take a nap, whatever. It's cool.
Yeah, I think you'd find a way to hack back in. I think mid-show we'd just hear something like this, and all of a sudden, like the face of the other person that was there would just dissolve away, and it would just become you.
Right. Yep.
Just like when Megabyte appeared in Reboot. That was an reference.
Reboot?
I don't know why that came to my mind then.
Damn.
My mind is making connections today that I didn't think it would. I was not ready for. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I used to love Reboot. I had the whole card collection.
All of a sudden, your coolness meter just shot up with me, buddy.
Mate,
anybody that knows Reboot's all right. Now, do you know Transformers Beast Wars?
Yes.
Yes. God, you're all right. Cool. I don't care what anybody else says, Tizz. You're okay.
Honestly, I wasn't so big on Beast Wars. I thought Transformers should always be like helicopters and planes and cranes and shit like that. When they started being animals, I was like, that's a bit of a cop out. You lost your imagination. When you had to bring out the beatbox. Yeah, I understand. Right, that was a hard time for you, Transformers guys. You just made a beatbox that can shoot. I understand, right? But animals wasn't the way, Transformer people. I don't think animals was the way. It's an all right storyline and quite well animated and stuff. But animals wasn't the way. Animals wasn't the way.
Well, did you watch that last Transformers movie where it was all the beasts? What was it called? Rise of the Beasts?
I did.
That was actually good.
I didn't watch it literally because of what I just said, because I thought it was just going to be a live action remake of Beast Wars.
It was good.
And as soon as I saw a big metal body crazy thing transform into a gorilla, it just doesn't work for me. I'm sorry. It's a concept that I don't enjoy that as a concept. You're a big metal robot-y thing. You can't change into organic life form, matter kind of stuff.
Yeah,
it just didn't work for me. It's just annoyed me. And the rest of the story, I did watch it. Don't get me wrong, because I was a child, and that was probably on what was on after Reboot or something. I don't know. But yeah, the one thing that I would say, the music and all that old stuff. I was watching. I watched a load of the new remastered version of the old X-Men. Have you seen any of that?
I watched like the first episode, I think. X-Men 97.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, I watched like the first one. What about Dinobots? Yeah, Dinobots were great.
Dinobots was allowable because it was kind of the other way around, and it wasn't the Transformers.
What was the one where they turned into like construction equipment? What was that? Constructicons?
Oh, I do remember that. Something like
they were like bulldozers.
Very vaguely remember that.
Yeah.
Mask.
That's different.
No, that was a cartoon. That was a cartoon.
Yeah. Right.
The music in that was exquisite.
Yep. Agreed.
How did we get here?
You missed the tangent button, dude.
Oh, for definitely need a button.
Thank you.
Sorry.
That's all right. I blew my head off, but it's all right.
I was looking at some of the BBC DJs that have got a lot of sound effects in them, and they just have a sound rig there, and they always have that annoying one that the one.
Yeah, I do.
And I don't know why they press it. Like they just get excited, and then all of a sudden, but I need one of those because I'd do the same tangent alert. It's a tangent. I probably would be quite similar, but you can't do it with this, unfortunately.
I think you should make one. You and Miz should have made some stuff for the show.
There were so many good intentions, as always with me. Okay, Craig, let's see if you know me well enough, right?
No, I don't.
Exciting event. Well, we'll see. No, you don't. You arsehole. So exciting event. Not only are we doing the Mission Tizz show, yeah, we're going to mix basically an album's worth of music, 2 EPs. It's the first time that I've seen Mish since a wedding. Super exciting. Thought we could do some bits and pieces, right?
Yep.
So I wake up on Sunday morning, and what's the first thing you think I'd do?
You're sick as all hell. You throw up like a banshee.
How did you know?
Because every time something is going to happen that's going to be really good, you get sick. Always, for as many fucking eons as I've known you, that's what you do.
I felt so bad. I got up, I walked downstairs because Mish was already awake. And I looked him in the eye and I was like, we will finish all of the stuff. I promise you. I need to go back to bed until about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon because I am useless at the moment. I got up, I threw up everywhere. I went back to bed. I woke up again, threw up everywhere, went back to bed. Then heard Mish get up at about 11. So he was being a bit lazy too, but that's fine because we did have an excessive Saturday night. And I just couldn't fall. Like I come down the stairs. I remember myself kind of holding the banister at the bottom of the stairs so I didn't fall over. And I was like, Mish, I'm going back to bed. I'm really sorry. And I felt really bad. I woke up at 3 and we smashed it out the park, actually, to be fair. We did way more work than I thought. We did everything that we meant to, but there was loads of other ideas that I had in my head, doing some jingle. I was even tempted to see if you could crank out a track together whilst we were just messing around. But when it came, I think both of us were very tired as well. I know Mish had gone and done some other stuff before he'd come to me, so I think we're both knackered as well.
Well, I feel bad for Mish because he says he's a prick, but he's not a nerd. Mish, I should probably explain. One of the undercurrents of our show is at the drop of a hat, we'll talk about Japanese anime, old kids shows, video gaming, all that kind of shit. I kind of draw the line of cosplay, though. I've never cosplayed.
I mean, Mish, right? Take what me and Craig do during this show with a bit of music, the same way how we ended up watching The League of Gentlemen on was it Saturday night?
Great movie.
Not the movie. No, there's something a lot darker and weirder British comedy. That's
not the movie. Gotcha.
Not the movie. No, it's a series, a British comedy series that's quite dark and weird. But yeah, out of nowhere, I don't even know whose suggestion it was. I think we were just talking about it randomly, and it was like, fuck it, we'll just put it on then. I mean, it's yonks old as well. It's probably from like early 90s, probably early late 90s, somewhere in the 90s, probably, maybe.
Okay.
So yeah, we do that. But yeah, Mish, that's exactly how we got there. Is how me and Craig end up doing this show somewhere. There's more of this as well.
Tangent alert! 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 Tangent!
I love that. Tangent!
Yeah.
Nice.
I was literally sweating out all day. It was real bad. But yeah, so that was great. Now, Mish is back home now. Mish is in his own house. Thank fuck. No. He actually left on the morning that I was going to work and I was going to see him off, but I fell asleep. And he didn't wake me up, which is very nice of him, to be fair. You know what? There's a lot of love for someone that you can not only just trust in your house, but trust to fuck off as well. I know that sounds a bit weird, but like, yeah, he unlocked the door, he closed the door afterwards. Nothing was stolen. But
there were cords unplugged.
I've worked
cords
with
were unplugged.
Cords were unplugged, but
yes, cords were unplugged.
I was the person who unplugged them. In fairness, I just unplugged them for things that Mish had told me that I needed to plug in them.
Well, there you go.
So there you go. We've got a track, we've got to clean up, and then we've got a track, and then
we do.
I think we're done for the evening. And a lot of people are probably saying, "Thank fuck for that." What is Tizz on today? He's lost his absolute freaking mind.
Oh, you must bring me a shrubbery.
Oh, yes.
Can you cut down this tree with a herring? Oh, yeah. This is classic shit here, boy.
Yeah. It's a bit of Python. See, you can be nerdy about the League and Python as much as you can be about anime and 80s cartoon series. I think, anyway. It's just cold nerdiness rather than childish nerdiness, I guess.
Well, yeah, I mean, it all depends on how far down the hole you go. I mean, there's really deep-seated nerdiness of stuff nobody's ever heard of. That's a whole nother thing. I specialize in that. Okay. Yes.
So, what is the question to the answer?
There was a question.
No, I'm playing.
Oh, you're
that
setting
game.
this up. I see it. I got it.
I forgot what I was going to say now.
No, you were setting up the song. I could see it's coming.
I was, but I forgot what I was. I was going to say something like,
"Hey, Tiz, when you get really sick, do you feel like you're going to?"
Not see. That's I was being too grammatically correct. It's when. So it needed to be like answer to the question. My shorts get wet and warm. My shorts get wet and warm.
That's when I piss myself.
See.
Hey,
see, that's the correct grammar. That's the correct grammar for that question. See, sorry, I had to be really picky there. What's the band, Craig?
And with that, our next song is by a band called Becoming Ashes, and the song is "When I Piss Myself."
Really, I'd have never guessed. Wow.
This is the song that is a breakdown from Starship Troopers who did this with it. I love it. I can't see Steve Howe trying to play it.
This is the final warning. They're not denying, but the voices in my head told me I'm not okay. I medicate myself, lying on the bed, but the doctor says it's all in your head. I can hear the sirens coming down the highway. I know this is fucking bringing another disaster. Even if it's useless, I always have to use it. Someone hit this bitch from another disaster. I'm in the operating table. Give me another injection. Maybe there's no cure for this poison venom running through my veins, playing with my head. But the doctor says everything will be okay. You can hear the sirens coming down the highway. I know this is back and bring another disaster. Even if it's useless, I will try to use it. Someone help this patient from another disaster. Temperature is rising, maybe need a brain freeze. Someone that the doctors is another disaster. You can get security if you're insecure. Cause you're not the biggest of all disasters. The nurses know me well. Change my bed when I pass myself. They drug me up when I'm screaming. Lock myself in my own head to keep the sickness in the cage. This heart machine knows me well. I'll take that pill to let them build my sleep. There's so many ways to keep me awake, so I will go see. 1, 2, 3, I'll tell you what the fuck is wrong. Sirens coming down the highway. I feel this is fucking bringing another disaster. Even if it's useless, I will try to use it. Someone help this patient from another disaster. Temperature is rising, maybe need a brain freeze. Someone tell the doctors it's another disaster. You can get security if you're insecure. Cause you're not the biggest of the whole disaster. Nurse, I just pissed myself again.
Piss himself a lot in that song.
You must be drinking a lot or something.
I might need to seek medical attention if I was them.
I'm thinking so, yeah. Maybe some kind of a STD or something.
February as well. Sorry, this is quite correct, right? All of the dates, the date date words should be said as they're spelled. I don't care so much for these people that are like, oh, there shouldn't be the NES in Wednesday. It should be WENDS, not WEDNES. It's Wednes, not Wednes. I go the other way. I think it should be said as Wednesday and February.
Yeah, me too.
I think. I mean, I do say that quite often. Oh, it's Wednesday.
Wednesday. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
No,
I think they should be common. I think they should be standardly said like that. Standardly said. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, the way my brain works, I see NES, I'm going Nintendo Entertainment System. Sorry.
Nintendo's Day.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Is that just an excuse to play with Nintendo on Wednesdays?
I think so. Speaking of which, this is a really important thing to say. I lost my copy of Mario Kart. I'm devastated. I went to get the case. I opened it up. It's not
for the NES.
8. No, Mario Kart 8 for the Switch.
Oh,
can't find it, man. I opened the case the other day. I was like, it's gone. I go, what the? I don't know where it went. It's driving me crazy. It's somewhere, So I hate to have to go buy an
excuse. Is this just an excuse so we don't have to? We can't ask you to play.
Oh no, I'm still gonna play. But damn. So I'll keep looking around, but I'll be damned where the thing went. Damn it. They made those little cards too small.
They are incredibly small, to be fair.
Yes.
I think it's needless, to be fair.
I agree. But anyway, the future is digital. Anyway,
so they say. Well, I mean, yeah, with this new Nintendo, the game's not even on the fucking card half the time.
They're not. We could talk. That's a whole another hour conversation. We'll talk about it next time.
I know. I'm actually quite surprised you went for one, to be honest.
Well, you have seen the previews of that new Mario Kart World, correct?
Mario Kart World does look good, but I would quite like to own it.
Yeah,
that's fine. Well, I mean, again, for you, like, you're not. I don't. You probably would play Mario Kart, to be fair, but with half the other games that you collect for collectors, sorry, if you start collecting things to have the download, I would be kind of upset with you, to be honest, Craig.
Yeah, right.
You can't. That's not something that you can pass down or anything either. That's just if you download it. If you paid for a download and didn't play it, we may have an argument, Craig, to be honest.
Well, I'm not gonna. It's kind of late in the show to talk about this now, but there is a new feature on the Switch right now called Game Share, where you can take your digital games that you have purchased and you can borrow it to someone else in your family group for 2 weeks.
That's quite interesting. Is it just a one-off 2 weeks?
I believe you can just repeat it as many times as you want. There's a brand new system update for the Switch launched 2 days ago. So when you get the system update, that will be a new feature added to it.
Okay, so it's on Switch at the moment as well.
Correct. Yes. So just update your Switch right now, and any of your digital games you can borrow to someone else in your family group for 14 days.
You do need that. Catherine, this.
That's why I'm here. I'm here for the font of information.
Hey, happy days. Well, you find out something new every day. The amount of information, like there's been a lot of good advice given in this show, but we've gone from gaming to lawyers' advice to music and mixing.
I know. To selling milk.
Milk.
Yeah, damn, man. Production tips.
There was an app at some point that I said everyone should get.
Yep.
Why?
I know. Anyway, where are we? 9 minutes left. One song.
Nightwolf is trying to get us to go to Pornhub for some reason, and
I don't know why he thinks we need that. I mean, I'm just fine, but thank you.
I mean, I've already told you that for £20 a minute, I'd shake my titties at you.
At least one.
At least one.
Yeah.
Flappy.
Bucket. Yeah, bucket. Yeah.
Sorry that I had to make that visual. I'm really sorry, everybody.
Oh, thank God the show is almost over, folks.
It is almost over. It is that time where we need to say the goodbye kind of things, because the last track will see us out for our evening, even though that's really quite weird.
Yes.
Oh, it's just okay.
Is it long enough for that?
Oh, it's long enough to get us out to the show after we say goodbye to everyone. The only problem it's going to take me a couple minutes longer because their metadata was completely wrong.
Well, that's interesting.
So smoke, and the track was called.
It was called
I've got it
Stuck
stuck
Between
between the
Floors.
floors.
Correct.
I was trying to do that without actually
Oh, I know. You were
introducing
trying to
them
be-
yet.
I know.
Right.
That's my inexperience of DJing.
No worries. So yeah, what's coming up? Well, unfortunately, Craig's not going to be here next week. So if anyone fancies like being the Craig replacement in the Craigless Tizz show, please do come and join me, and we'll give him a run for his money, or make him run for money, or something. I don't know.
Yep.
You can also visit www.tizzinxrpspeedos.com, and that will lead you to a really exciting place that is a page that says this site can't be reached because it does not exist. Moving onwards. I'll be back on Saturday with the tag show. Me and ALC will be delivering the latest and greatest brand new submissions to XRP Radio directly into your ear holes in a 3-hour session, reviewing them all blind and live as we always do. So come in and check out what's new to the independent world then. Next live shows here on XRP Radio are your Friday slots from Spams and Spike. You got Spams Bangers from 5 till 7 and the Garage Dreams from 9 o'clock onwards. Keep your eye on the Garage Dreams and Spam social media just in case things change, because with them pair, that's why we chucked them on a Friday. Sometimes shit does change for them. Sorry. We're not the BBC. We don't have understudies when people are ill or have life shit happen, kids and stuff.
Yep.
Like that. Then Craig will be back the week after, hopefully.
Correct. Yes, I shall be.
So we've got 2 weeks to try and pull out a blinding show out of our backsides.
Not a problem. If we can do it in 2 minutes, imagine what we can do in 2 weeks. You know?
let's see if we're more on it, or we do speak to each other just half an hour before the show again in 2 weeks time.
like usual. We don't want to give away our secrets, guys.
Oh no, we don't, or maybe we do. I don't know. But yeah, until then, until Saturday from me, until 2 weeks on Wednesday from Craig. Catch us up on social medias. You can't miss us at XRP Radio on all of your favorite social medias. Check out the Facebook Messenger channel on at XRP Radio, or messenger.com/XRP Radio. And you'll get all of our live now notifications just when live shows go live on XRP Radio and our various social media pages.
Yep.
I think that's everything that I meant to say at the end of the show, isn't it?
I think that's it, yeah.
And now for the moralistic roundup, the moral of the whole show, delivered by Craig.
Kids, the moral of today's show is no matter where you go, there you are. Thank you.
We're on to the last track of the evening. We'll be off straight after this. Craig, do you want to introduce it?
Yes, the last track in today's show is by a band called Southern Smoke. The song is called Stuck Between Floors.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Perfectly with a jingle at the end.
Because you've got all these people, so I need to play at least 2 of them.
Yep.
She's got me so bad, I need to unwind and get away from the abuse I'm used to. 'Cause baby, sometimes she likes to remind me that this relationship has come unglued. Yeah, baby, it's no secret that we just don't belong. Instead of trying to salvage this, yeah, we should just move on. It's like she's walking me around on all fours, and I lost my respect. She's got me feeling like the guillotine scored, and I'm losing my head now. It's like she's walking me around on all fours, and I lost my respect. She's got me feeling like I'm stuck between floors. and I count to 4. Then I pass out, wake up and beg for more. This sucks a game that we play. Gotta get away from the source. One side we had something sacred, but this relationship is run its course. It's like she's walking me around with all fours, and I've lost my respect. She's got me feeling like the guilty of scorn.
Playing the tracks of key rock.
Yeah.
It's like she's walking me around with all fours, and I've lost my respect. She's got me feeling like I'm stuck between floors, and I'm holding my breath, and I count to 4. Then I pass out, wake up and beg for more. Sometimes I wonder, sometimes I miss her, no sounds I wonder.
What was that? Yeah, we've still got a 9 volume on this radio.
Okay.
It made the sound. It was one of those like precious bits. It's good.
Yeah.
She's got me feeling like I'm stuck between floors, and I'm holding my breath, and I count to 4. Then I pass out, wake up and beg for more.
Here comes Craig and here comes Tizz. I wonder what today's topic is. Will they talk about music? Will they talk about gaming? Will there be praising? Will there be shaming? I guess we'll be the first to know on today's episode of the Craig and Tizz Show.